Excitement of visiting the place, meeting family, having touchy moments is what you found in my New York Part 1. Walking on the streets, visiting the unexpected places, coffee cravings, being a part of a movie, and late night subway journeys. This is what my New York Part 2 is about. Hoo hoo hoo! My name is Ritesha Jairaj. Welcome to my channel. After visiting the most spectacular lady of New York, we then went to the most famous place of New York. Do you want to guess this place? Like where we are going? It's right in the center of the city.
We are enjoying the nightlife of New York City.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I present you the Times Square, the most happening place of New York City. This place is a complete entertainment package. Whatever type of fun you want to have, you name it, they have it. Food, shopping, street shows, selfie with the cartoon characters, and girls in bikini. That's what Times Square is about. I really had no idea why this place is so famous, but once you step in there, it is so difficult to walk out of that place. As we walked towards the red stairs, there was a couple. The guy was proposing to the girl, and it was so cute because everybody was cheering for them. Congratulations, guys. Hope you have a very good life ahead. Me and my friend were looking at each other and smiling because we were really wondering if something like that could happen in our life. I mean, it's so romantic.
This is such a busy place, I say. People don't sleep in the night everywhere. There's so many people. And I'm so excited. The street here has every possible brand of store in the state. It has all the brands included in this. And it is so exciting. I could see such a big H&M, and it has the biggest Macy's right across the street there. And there are people walking around here and there. There were some street shows going on. So exciting. Such a pretty place.
We had mixed feelings because that was the first time we ever saw so many people on the streets. We have always been watching people going mad at Times Square and doing crazy stuff, so we were like, hell yeah, it is our turn to go mad. Because we were at New York City. We almost spent 3 to 4 hours at Times Square that night. Don't know what were we doing. But it was fun. We clicked so many pictures. We then decided to walk into some stores which are there and which are open all night. And then we walked into this Hershey's chocolate store. Yummy, yummy, yummy. If you are a chocolate freak, this store is gonna really freak you out. Be aware, so many chocolates around. And it was our good time that we got some free chocolates. Somehow we finally managed to get out of Times Square. And then we shifted from Hicksville to Queens that night to stay with our friends. And the next morning we were back in the city. So we decided to have our brunch at the Gourmet New York store, which had amazing pita breads with amazing stuffings. What's the fun of visiting a place without trying its local food?
Good afternoon. We are at New York City again. So we are going to have an uptown tour today. We are mostly going to cover some of the museums, but from outside because we don't have much time to go inside every museum. Our main aim for today is to go to Central Park to enjoy the fall colors. I hope they have fall colors now. And then we are going to go to the Rockefeller Center tonight to have the night view of the city.
I think I should really thank the hop-on, hop-off buses because they seriously took us to every possible street of New York. Without them, we wouldn't have visited so many places in such a short span of time. So thank you, Open Loop. And then our bus stopped at this huge church right opposite the Hudson River. I have never seen such a huge church in my entire life. Its architecture was so beautiful.
Right in front of the Riverside Church, walking inside. Let's go.
The church was so huge that it could easily occupy around 1,000 people. I have been to many churches, but such a big church? No. It was such an old architecture. It was constructed around in 1920s And the location of the church is so amazing. It's right opposite the river. I can say it's one of the most beautiful church I have ever seen in my entire life. The decoration, interiors, everything was so perfect. And then we went to the street, which is like so famous for its famous dance. And how could we resist from doing it? Our bus kept passing by all the museums on the way, and each and every museum was so different from each other and has its own speciality. Our next stop was right beside the Met, or I should say, the Met was at our next stop, the Grand Central Park. I know it looks to be so sunny, but I just cannot tell you how cold it was.
So after having a 1.5 hour tour of Upper Manhattan, that is the uptown tour, now we are at the Grand Central Park, trying to find some fall colors. And this is a pretty lake beside me. There's a lot of crowd here, though it is a weekday. Maybe a lot of tourists. It's a pretty place. Yeah. We are walking slowly in the Central Park, seeing the leaves falling down. It's not completely yellow or orange, it is still green. It's gonna be completely yellow and orange in the month of November during the Thanksgiving. So we are just adjusting with the colors here. Not much, a little bit.
I finally got my one perfect fall location. We walked out of Central Park to move to our next destination, and in
We
meanwhile,
are at the Met in the uptown, and you see so many people behind me near the trucks and all. That is some shooting going on of some sort of series in USA. So people are like stopping and running every time. We didn't notice it because we were facing this side waiting for our bus. But it's quite funny when you look back and suddenly somebody looks at you and stops there. It's good to be a part of the shooting. And it's so cold that I'm covered.
we were so busy eating our chicken over rice that we missed our first bus, and it took us 1 hour to wait for the next bus. And our next destination was Rockefeller Center. We had a long wait line to go on top of the rock, so meanwhile we were walking on the streets. And then we had a tiny snack break at the Magnolia Bakery. The Magnolia Bakery was famous for its banana pudding. This place was also featured in Sex and the City season 3 as it was Carrie's favorite place. They also have her dress displayed there. It was too overwhelming for me to be there at that moment. It was a time to go back to the Rockefeller Center because it was our turn to go on the top of the rock. There are two places in New York City where you can have the top view of the city from. So it was a pretty tough decision for us to choose between the Empire State Building and the Rockefeller Center. So we decided to ask a few people. 8 out of 10 people suggested us the top of the rock. Though the Rockefeller Center is not as tall as the Empire State Building, it actually covers the entire city from all the 4 sides. Here's the view of the city. That view that night was so magical. Again and again, I was trying to make myself believe that I was really at New York City. I was at New York. I was at New York. It is an open top view, and it is just covered by glass on 4 sides. And it was so cold.
We are right on top of the rock right now. It's too cold outside. This New York City view is so amazing, but it is so cold that we cannot stand out and click pictures. It's so dark to click pictures. So we're standing inside this pretty place.
Okay, I know I'm again talking about pictures. But what do you do on a vacation? Yeah, we do a lot of things other than clicking pictures, and we did a lot of things. That night, we went back home late, but we couldn't sleep. There were so many thoughts going on in our mind. We just had one more day left in the city. We didn't actually want to leave the city. I don't know what's so magical about it. Maybe the people, or the city, or both. We stayed with the family, we stayed with friends. We know how different both lives are, how different both responsibilities are. Their lives are not easy, but the way they manage their lives is so inspiring. My New York tour was much more than a vacation. The whole journey was not easy. We had difficulties, but at the same time, we had people who helped us. We had the freedom to roam around in the city, no matter day or night. People in big cities, though live in small houses, they have the biggest heart. They work hard all day, travel in subways for hours to go back home, yet have a smile on their face. That is how New Yorkers are. So now let me show you some special moments from my whole journey. Finally meet my two friends, Kaushal and Divya, who were always running away from the camera. Thank you guys for making my trip so amazing. You guys are the best travel buddies. You made my trip more memorable. Thank you so much. I love you. It was such a thrill to watch a shooting, that too shooting of Ocean's 11. Wow. Along with my makeup and scarves, I also carried a red nose for all 3 days. We walked street to street, ate all the food that was available, no matter what kind of food it was. Went all mad and crazy, experienced the mix of all cultures. Clicked pictures and some more pictures. Did some drama. I must have welcomed you all to NYC like a zillion times. Welcome to NYC, welcome to NYC. Stayed in the 3rd floor of this house. Went all posy to click some pictures and pictures and pictures. Cried for coffee. Took a break from selfies and spent amazing time talking to each other. Went back into our childhood. Paid $5 for this one selfie. Walked out of Sephora like this. Had heartfelt moments with this cutie. It was a great fun sharing my New York experience with you guys. If you had fun watching my videos, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. It is my great pleasure that I made my first travel vlog at New York City. New York is such an amazing place. If you really get a chance to visit New York, never say no. Love New York, love USA. Mwah.
Our last day in the city, we decided to shop at 6 in the evening, and as the day passed it starts getting colder and colder. We couldn't bear the cold, so we are here from afternoon and we are like shopping from Topshop, Zara, Sephora. We are so hot Chinatown. This is also a pretty busy place. Every single lane in New York is so busy. You can find people all around the clock in the city. So that is it. Last day in New York. Shopping time. Let's go. shopping, 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 shopping,
Not the young
shopping.
guy, of course.
We're going to Sephora right now. Bye bye. Say bye bye, Kaushal.
Bye.
Bye. New York was such an amazing city. We love New York. I know it's really cold here, but still we love New York.